Bitcoin is on a big tear to the upside right now. It seems like nothing can stop it. But in this video, I'm going to be going over some very key big resistances that Bitcoin is even tapping into right now as we speak. And then I'll be moving on to cover the big question that's on everybody's minds right now. And that is, with Donald Trump getting into office on the 20th of January, is this the welcome pump for Donald Trump, or is it simply another lower high into the CC with new lows to come? We're going to be analyzing the chart where I really hope to blow your mind away with the accuracy of technical analysis. I'm telling you, the exact pivots, exact levels, holding up price, rejecting price, it's nothing short of fabulous. I mean, when you are a trader, this is what you love to see. Like, it genuinely brings me joy and happiness to see these levels with the respect they have. It just, makes me think, well, this is why I love doing what I do every single day. So I hope to share that passion and love with you today as I share some of these levels and what we're looking at next over the next, really the next week to come. So with that said, where else are we going to start off with, right? It has to be this lower wick to the downside, giving us this pump right now. What happened, why, and what's coming next? So I can explain this fairly simply, actually. We had three main factors, okay? First of all, 90,000 psychological. So that's where you have 90,000, $90,000. That is known as a big psychological level. Okay, when you have those big round numbers, people use that as liquidity grabs. On top of that, you actually had a real liquidity grab, and that was on the 5th of December. If you can remember this, you had a very big wick to the downside. Those wicks to the downside, they eventually will get filled. It's called filling the wick. So you view this as like an inefficiency, and price will come down and eventually fill that wick. So you had that as point number 2, filling the wick. And then of course, point number 3, you have the daily level itself. So you have this like fake out scenario, grabbing liquidity, swing failure pattern of this low right here, liquidity grab, fake out, pump to the upside. That's fairly standard. And you might be saying, well, Daniel, thanks for telling us that. The pump's already happened. We wanted to get in on this trade yesterday. And that's why I'm going to share with you for just 20 seconds a clip from a live stream I gave to the champion members yesterday, a special stream where we were analyzing this as the number 1 trade setup, which I just want to play this 20-second clip so you can understand how we recognize that before the move happened. You do have that like fake out type of trade setup, move below the low, reclaim. So you take out the liquidity of this big wick, you fill the wick, hitting onto the daily and then a reclaim. And then it's just a standard, fake out type of trade setup. Hitting onto the daily and then a reclaim. And then it's just a standard. So you see, just a standard fake out scenario. So you come down, as I was saying, you fill the wick, you hit the daily, and then a swing failure pattern with a reclaim, and then you get the move to the upside. You can see from that drawing, coming down, filling the wick, move down. That was what we were looking at yesterday in a Champions live stream for the members. And that's what happened today. We came down, we filled the wick, we got the reclaim, we got the move to the upside. That was the prediction. That was the move. And then on top of that, not only predicting it, I then told the champion members when I entered, as soon as I entered the long trade, as soon as I took that long, I told the champion members inside of the Discord, here we go, swing failure pattern onto the low, onto the daily, inside of the New York balance, initial balance in the New York session. We have the long trade with the invalidation, so the stop loss below the wick. Below the wick is the stop loss on the long trade setup, and obviously posted on Twitter. Let's see what profit comes next. This was a tweet from yesterday where we can see today that from that setup, we have now moved to above, we actually moved up to a top of now of $97,000. So nearly a $7,000 pump to the upside from the entry. So safe to say, let's see what profits come next. Well, very big profits did come next to the pump, which happened really simply from that setup. So now, that was the prediction. That's how we traded it. Nice profits. But now for the YouTube, who are people who are not inside of the membership, now here on YouTube, I'll be explaining what we're looking at next. And if you want to get on those setups, well, you'd see what information is shared within the champions live streams. So yeah, what we're looking at next then, well, first of all, let me show you again the exact level that we're rejecting off of now. And this is what I just mean by I love technical analysis. So we're going to pull very standard, right? I use the fixed range tool. And here I'm pulling the fixed range from the start of our consolidation. So the start of the bigger sideways range that we've been in since the middle of November. So let's pull this fixed range, which is analyzing all of the volume from within this range. Boom. Look at that, my friends. Point of control of the range is currently being tapped to the exact dollar high. The exact dollar high. I will always tell you there is never a random pivot on the chart. Every pivot that you see is from a technical analysis perspective, you know, a very high, strong level. Okay. I mean, the accuracy of that point of control for me is just absolutely outstanding. And it's just another thing that's wonderful to see. I will even go on a lower term time frame here and show you maybe from the 15-minute chart, of course, where we put in the high at that CC, which we discussed in our last video. This is where I shorted, where we had the harmonic trade set up. Of course, that harmonic in the end was invalidated, but nevertheless, it still gave us the short from point B. But you can see here, swing failure pattern onto the top of the CC. Then yesterday, you actually had a short trade set up prior to that larger move to the downside, where have a guess what, again, you formed another, this is literally by like $1, but you had like another swing failure pattern before that move to the downside onto the daily. There you can see the front run of the daily, the wick. So a very similar, look again, very much similar like a swing failure pattern onto the daily. And then you got this big pump to the upside. So you can see the swing failure pattern forming this low, forming this pivot high, and then of course the CC pivot high, we form swing failure pattern, swing failure pattern, swing failure pattern. So a very well-respected setup, I think it's fair to say, right? So yeah, be aware of the swing failure patterns. And what I will say is the CC Fibonacci. So remember when we put in this high here, it was from high to low, CC Fibonacci, and we formed the swing failure pattern onto the top of the CC. I would be putting that again. Now from our last major pivot high to the low, we have the CC ever so slightly above us. So what I think would be perfect, okay, I would like to see this. Yeah, we're getting a retracement now, and I think that's normal, right? As I just showed you, we have to the dollar, right? I will pull it for you to emphasize. This will only take a second, but when we mark out that range, fixed range, I will put on in a white line here, the point of control, come down onto that 5-minute chart. We can see to pretty much the dollar, we are getting a pullback from the point of control, which is this white line, the highest volume within the range. And so naturally, you are going to get a reaction from that level, right? And we have got a reaction. If you shorted that, you can be in profits. But what I think would be perfect, again, we can retrace more first, but I think it would be perfect to make another new high. I would like to see another high to come here on Bitcoin. Why? Because that would follow our patterns. Okay, we've been seeing the high, retracement, another new high made. Low, you know, retracement, another new low made. So if we're putting a high, yeah, we've already started the retracement, right? It'd be nice to put in another new high. And from that point, we make our next informed decision. When it comes to trading, I'm telling you, making the informed decisions, it's what makes or breaks a trader. Okay? And I want to expand upon that. Making the informed decision. Remember, originally, this would have been coming on nearly 2 weeks ago. But originally, I was looking at this harmonic, right? Where we had the high, the low, B. I was looking for the C and then the D. But I knew with an informed decision, this was the original idea that I had, C into D. But with the, you know, that was the prediction while we were still back here, if you remember, which I can try and find very quickly for you. Because I remember I posted it. Yeah, remember? This was, well, again, from a champion stream, but nevertheless, I predicted that we'd put in the high of B coming down for C. But then I knew with the speed that C came down, with the informed data, with the data that I had, the prediction that I had of putting in a C pivot was invalidated because this was too quick. The symmetry of XABC was invalidated. So by waiting for the data, I could make the informed decision of saying, I'm not going to take the long here of C because it is not a valid pivot for a harmonic because of the speed of the drop. So it's through that informed decisions. So why I'm emphasizing that is that would be the same again here. If we are to make another new pivot high, which I would like to see a bit higher here on Bitcoin. Don't get carried away and long into resistances, please. But nevertheless, I would like to see a new high. And there I will make my next informed decision. Do we come up and make that new pivot with a rejection, some bearish order flow, thus giving a short trade entry? Or alternatively, do we make another pivot? We get full steam ahead through the levels, reclaims, and then we can look for bigger pump to the upside. You can see I have the idea of shorting around $98,000, but I want to make an informed decision and I want to wait for the data. Just as I had the idea of longing point C, but when that move came down so quickly, the idea was invalidated. I didn't take the long and we waited for new lows. Thus again here, I would like to see a new high and I'm looking to short that, but I will make an informed decision. If we just get straight through in a reclaim, well then naturally there's no short and I will look for further continuation to the upside. So going back to the original question of, is this the welcome pump for Donald Trump? We had the obviously initial pump when it was announced he had won the presidency. Is this the welcome pump for him coming into office next week? Or is this the lower high for new lows? Well, I can tell you, nobody in the world, including myself, knows that, right? We are not, we don't have some secret backhand information. There's no way of knowing with 100% certainty. Anyone that claims to know what's happening next is probably a scammer because they want to make it appear like they know. So I would just say that if someone claims to know what's happening, they are scammers because nobody knows what's happening next. Yes, we can have high probabilities and we can, of course, predict what we believe, but we always will understand that that prediction, of course, it can go well and then it is very nice and you can make profits off it, but we also need to have an alternate scenario. So I am planned for a move to the upside, yes. New all-time high is perfect, but I'm also prepared and planned for a rejection and a move to the downside because I do not know whether we'll get a massive pump or a massive dump. So I can just prepare myself for taking shorts at resistances with high probabilities, which if invalidated, perfect. I get out that short, we can continue up higher. And I will prepare myself for longs at support, which get sometimes invalidated and I lose. Well, and then I will look for my next opportunity lower down in the charts. All I care about is high probability trade setups. Okay, that's all I'm searching for. Give me a nice entry trigger, a nice invalidation with the stop loss. I'm not searching for winning every single trade. There are going to be times where I lose, where I get it wrong. Okay, I'm not perfect, but I do have high win rates. Again, I am taking more wins than losses and I am a profitable trader and that's what everybody needs to strive for. We don't strive for perfection in trading because there is no such thing, but we can strive for taking the best trade setups, remaining patient, having a very good understanding of the market and using that understanding to work out those high probability trade setups. And then when those trade setups alert trigger, let's wait for the reaction, look at the order flow. The order flow is key, and through that, well, you're going to see your win rate skyrocket, I'm telling you. So I hope that you've understood this video, why we put in that pivot, where we're pivoting from right now, but why I would like to see another pivot because that follows the local trend that we've been seeing of secondary highs put in, and that's where I'll make my next informed decision. Otherwise, locally, we have, of course, a long trade coming in at around the daily open, that $94,000 zone. So that's what I'm looking for my next few trades here locally over the next week to come. Although that really probably is over the next 24 hours, to be fair. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button. I'll tell you what, if this video reaches 2,500 likes, I will do a special live trading stream where you see me come on stream, take some trades for you in the time. So if you want that, smash that like button, 2,500, I'll do that for you. I'll tell you, I'm extremely busy. So that would be a gift. So you're going to have to hit that like button. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not going to do the live trading stream. Honestly, I would have to take, I'm just very, very busy right now. It's as fair as that. So anyway, nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that I've offered you some value and assistance with this. And if you want more from myself, if you want to get involved in these live streams, if you want to know where I'm entering my trades, again, we are not a signals group, but we offer, we offer our analysis, and of course the focus is the education. So I'm educating why we look for the long trades here. We have the whole course on our website, from the beginners to the master, where you learn Elliott waves, TPO, order flow, everything that you need, as well as, of course, here we do have dedicated live trading streams, 4 times a week live trading streams. So yeah, if that's of interest to you, live trading, Discord updates, education, everything that you need in the realm of trading, chartchampions.com. We'll be more than happy to welcome you into our very family-orientated community. Trust me, if you need help, there will be someone here to assist you. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much. And, well, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, everybody. And if you want to get it quicker, chartchampions.com. Thank you. That's me signing out. And goodbye. Cheers.